Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. Colin is back from vacation. Colin, go ahead and tell us how was your vacation?
Well, I got burnt and I had too much to drink.
Yeah, sounds about right. Um, but we had a fantastic weekend for sports. I was blown away. The college football slate was like I've never seen before. It was actually the most watched regular season college football Saturday ever.
Yeah,
So
lot of good games.
yeah, and then the NFL, we had some record-shattering games as well. So, and then of course the MLB playoff race is as hot as ever. Teams are getting eliminated left and right. We had crazy big-time series for playoff implications over the weekend. So let's go ahead and start talking. We've got NFL Week 3 recap. We'll do an MLB recap, talk a little bit about the playoff picture, and then get into the get into the college football weekend. That Week 4 was absurd. And then we also have the new AP poll, next week's best matchups in college football, and we'll round it out with Stake Your Claim because it's hot take season. All right, let's get into Week 3. Let's start 49ers Giants Thursday night football. The 49ers take it 30-12. What's your first thoughts on this one?
Uh, Another classic game by Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Man, just can't do anything right now.
I don't get it. He is so like boom or bust. It is crazy. Like this week, 22 for 32, 137 yards and an interception. Last week, the man had one of his best performances of his career. It's like what? Find a balance somewhere,
Yeah.
please.
I mean, Grayson, if I'm you, I'm starting Daniel Jones in fantasy next week because right now 7 points week one,
I don't know. I just
40
picked up the opposing quarterback in this matchup, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I
So
mean, 8-0 as a starter,
yeah,
so you can't go wrong with that. But what a game by Debo Samuel.
yes.
But glad to see him. I know you got Brandon Ayuk who is out this week, but Debo took control of the passing game and just tore up that secondary.
Yeah, it was great. And Brock Purdy had a probably one of his better performances of his career so far. 310 for 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kind of just getting a few more passing yards than he usually does. But yeah, a fantastic showing by him. Just this 49ers defense is ridiculous. It is crazy how good they are. And we glaze them week after week. For the last 2 years now, we've done this. And it's probably never going to stop. This team is so fucking good. They have so many great players, and yeah, it's absurd. But yeah, like you said, the offense. Deebo Samuel had 129 on only 6 receptions for 1 touchdown. Kittle finally having a good game this season. 7 receptions, 90 yards, and that just kind of told the story. A little bit less running than we saw in the first 2 weeks of the season. McCaffrey under 100 yards, only 85, which 85 is fantastic, and he had a touchdown as well. Uh, but yeah, this 49ers team looks unstoppable, and this Giants team just looks a little bit lost on offense when they're playing a defense that pressures the quarterback at all, and they're missing Saquon.
Yeah. Well, I will say McCaffrey, big reason probably because they got up by a good amount, and Elijah Mitchell just stayed in the game.
Yeah,
Like they used Elijah Mitchell a lot this game because they didn't want to risk Christian getting hurt.
yeah,
Basically, they got a long season, and with this talent, you can't jeopardize because you know you're going to be playing in that postseason.
yeah, for sure. But the first game for Sunday, Packers Saints, 18-17 Packers, a real close one. Quite the comeback victory. The Packers looked horrible all game. They could not get anything done. They were down 17-0 going into the fourth, and they pull it out 18-17. Just a ridiculous comeback led by Jordan Love, who really turned it up there in the fourth.
Yeah. I mean, so I think if Derek Carr stays in this game, it's a much different story
Yes.
because Jameis Winston looked absolutely awful.
I wouldn't
This
say he was that bad, though. Like, they played just about an even amount of the game, kind of each taking a half, and Derek Carr was 13 for 18, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He got sacked 3 times. Jameis, 10 for 16, 101, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, just but he couldn't find points.
Yeah.
He couldn't get him in field goal range. He couldn't get him in the end zone. And but Derek Carr, he can do that. He knows how to push the ball down the field. Yeah, but he knows how to take deep shots. He knows how to hit his guy. Him and Chris Olave have a terrific connection right now.
Yeah, they do. Chris Olave had 8 receptions for 104 yards in this one. Michael Thomas, 6 receptions, 50 yards, and nobody else really that much of a factor outside of those two. But it's pretty obvious that that run game was very much struggling. Jamal Williams out. Kamara, this was his last week, I believe, still
Yeah.
suspended. He'll come back next week, but Kendre Miller just kind of couldn't put the whole team on his back there on the run game.
Yeah, and on the other side, Packers, they were really missing their playmakers.
Yeah.
You got Aaron Jones, who's out again. Christian Watson, who's still out. And I think David Bakhtiari
Yep.
is still out on the O line, which that's a big missing piece right there. He is your guy on the O line who
Yeah, and
really implements that run game.
they're going into a short week. They play on Thursday night. It
Against Detroit,
looks
right?
yes, it looks like Watson is looking to come back for that one, and so is Aaron Jones. I don't know Bakhtiari's status yet, though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough matchup on a short week because that we saw that Detroit team. They
Yeah,
are good.
yeah, they looked great. I do want to bring this up though. I saw this in the game, and it was crazy. So when the Packers scored that final touchdown to tie the game, and then go to kick the PAT to win it, or to take the lead, and then eventually win, um, rookie defensive lineman Brian Brsay did something I've never seen before, which was crazy. So he was obviously on special teams trying to block this field goal, and he lined up to the left of the long snapper, and he, as soon as the ball was snapped, pushes in, grabs the towel off the long snapper's pants, and throws it up in the air, trying to block the ball.
Is that even allowed?
I have no idea, but if that had worked, that would have been insane.
Yeah, could you just imagine that ball just getting killed by a towel?
Yeah, because it certainly would have slowed it down a little bit, or like messed up the spin.
Yeah, it definitely would. It probably would have been like 15 yards short.
Yeah.
But that would good thinking. I don't think it's legal.
I don't
But
know. I have no idea if it's legal, but it's a great idea.
at that point, you got to do anything you can to try to get a win.
Fair enough.
So
But then again, the Packers still held it out. They get the win. Let's get to the next game though. Browns Titans. The Browns take it 27-3, and this defense is fucking dominant. So far this season, they've allowed 0 or negative yards on 53.7% of their plays. That's insane.
yeah, and it's all led by Miles Garrett on that D line.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like 3 sacks this game?
3.5 sacks for Miles Garrett. And he had 6 or 5 total tackles, 4 solo tackles. He hit the QB 5 times.
Oh, Ryan Tannehill's
Yeah,
nightmare, dude. But
definitely.
the but it's not just Ryan Tannehill. The first half they had -2 rushing yards as a team. They were stopping Derrick Henry.
They
That's
stopped
hard to
him all
do.
game. He only had 20 yards on 11 carries.
He got out carried by Strong Jr. Cleveland, who had 6 carries for
Yeah.
27 yards.
Yeah. Like Cleveland definitely couldn't run the ball well, but Deshaun Watson had probably his best game in a little while. 27 for 33, 289, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's the Deshaun Watson they've been looking for. That's the Deshaun Watson they're paying.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Were you surprised to not see Jerome Ford get majority of the carries?
We did get the most carries,
Yeah,
but
but he
yeah,
wasn't used till like the second quarter.
I probably would have expected a little bit more, probably somewhere in like the 15 carries, but they couldn't establish the run really at all. Like nobody was running super effectively. So I'm not that surprised, and he definitely wasn't. In his 10 carries, he was averaging 1.8 yards per carry. So I'm not all that surprised. I think they probably just changed up the game plan because, look, I think last week Jerome Ford's numbers were inflated because they go into that game plan thinking we have Nick Chubb, we can run the ball a lot. And then they just tried to let Jerome Ford fill that role when Chubb exited the game. And then you come to this week, they probably switched up the game plan a little bit, tried to put the game in Deshaun's hands.
Yeah. I mean, Deshaun Watson's looking great this season.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah.
He's looking really good.
And Amari Cooper was his best friend in this one. 7 receptions on 8 targets, 116 yards, and a touchdown.
That's the Amari Cooper we all love.
Yes, it definitely is.
That's his Alabama numbers right there. I'm glad to see him finally show out.
Yeah, and I like that Jerome Ford had 2 receptions, 33 yards, and a receiving touchdown. He also had a rushing touchdown. That's great contribution to me, even if they're not going to give him the ball
Yeah.
all that much.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely Deshaun Watson was spreading it around a lot. I mean, you got David
Yeah.
Njoku 4, Kareem Hunt 2, Jerome Ford 2, Elijah Moore with 9 receptions. That's good to see out of him, especially because last season with the Jets was such a down year for him.
Yeah, he's
So
definitely great at just kind of bailing out the quarterback. He's very good at just getting open. He's not, a
yeah,
wide receiver one, but he has a good job of creating space for short yardage typically, and 9 for 9 on your targets. No matter how many yards you have, it's fantastic.
yeah, he's slowly starting to become a less talented Debo Samuel. You'll run your jet sweeps
Yeah.
with him. He lines up at running back sometimes, and then you can fill slot, you can be out wide, and everything like that.
Yeah, I actually I like that comparison. But yeah, look, this Titans offense just sucks. The defense just isn't good enough. I don't see them being successful at all.
Now, are we gonna see a change at quarterback here soon with Tennessee?
Maybe.
Because Ryan Tannehill, he just hasn't showed me anything this season.
Yeah, like he just doesn't pass the ball down the field.
I think if they lose next week, you got to try out
Levis.
yeah, you got to try out your rookie. See what he can do for you.
Yeah.
Start getting him comfortable with an NFL offense.
Do you think that
You-
they'd put Malik Willis in before Will Levis?
I They probably will. They shouldn't, but
Yeah.
Malik Willis had a great preseason.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discredit him, so he deserves to be given a shot. But you drafted Will Levis for a reason. You want to start getting him acclimated. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it, their season's already chalked.
Yeah.
Like I know, yeah, they're only people are gonna say like, yeah, they're only 1-2. Vikings are 0-3, but this Tennessee offense is just horrible.
Yeah, it's not like there's bright spots all over the place like for the Vikings. This team sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, also you got an O line who can't do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, they can't block for shit. But no, I'd like to see Will Levis, especially when you go out and get yourself a wide receiver like DeAndre Hopkins. So why not be a pass first offense? Yeah, Ryan Tannehill is a pass first quarterback, but he can't throw more than 40 yards anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see what the Titans do. But let's get to the next game. Lions 20, Falcons 6. A tough showing for our boys.
Yeah, I mean, and really, you just got to put this one on Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
Just did not
And
look
the
good.
offensive line. The offensive line didn't help him out today.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I look at Ritter, and even the games we won, we're not winning because of him.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we're throwing our screen passes to Bijan, and he's breaking 8 tackles to get in the end zone. Like Bijan's still like he changed my mind because I definitely thought we should have went somewhere else during the
Agree.
draft.
Yeah, you can go back and listen. We both definitely were not that happy about drafting Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, go listen to our live draft coverage.
Yeah.
But no, Jared Goff is killing it right now.
Yeah, he looks great, but just to kind of keep it with Atlanta before we talk about Detroit, this is the game to me where we ran into a team that had a good run defense, and it totally exposed how bad Desmond Ritter actually is. Because the thing is Taylor Heineke's sitting on the bench right now, and he can hand the ball off just as well as Desmond Ritter, but I think he throws so much better. He's confident enough to throw downfield. The guy has nothing to lose. We saw it in Washington. He will just chuck a ball down the field. Half the time, he's probably just hoping for a pass interference, but it works. He's made it to the playoffs as the quarterback. Like that gives me some things. He played a close game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs against Tom Brady. That gives you some hope when you think about a guy's confidence. I just don't think Desmond Ritter is confident. 21 for 38, 201, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and he got sacked 7 times for 62 yards. It
That's
just
horrible.
doesn't make sense to me. And we couldn't run the ball. Bijan, 10 carries, 33 yards. Tyler Algier, 7 carries, 12 yards. But the passing wasn't great either. Kyle Pitts finally had an okay game, and he had 5 receptions, 41 yards. Jonnu Smith, 5 receptions, 37 yards. Drake London, 6 targets, 2 receptions, only 31 yards. And Bijan just kind of playing that bailout spot, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 27 yards.
I mean, it was just a brutal showing for the Atlanta offense.
Yeah.
The next question is like just how much longer does Desmond Ritter have in Atlanta?
I don't think I genuinely think if we lose 2 more games, like if we lose this game out in London next week and then we lose the one after it, because we have a 3-game stretch of games that we should probably win, especially basing off the first 2 games. We have the Jags, we have I believe the Texans, and then the Commanders. It might be the other 2 swapped, but
No, you're
these are
right.
games.
Texans,
These are games we should win,
yeah,
and
or at least be competitive.
yeah,
Like we weren't even competitive this game.
yeah. But if we win or if we lose all 3 or even just 2 in a row, I think you got to at least see what Heineke can do.
Yeah.
Because he's put the Commanders multiple times in a winning situation, and we have the defense to back it up. Even if he has like a turnover or so in a game, the defense can back it up. This defense is still good. They only gave up 20 points. That's pretty average in an NFL game, and this was probably their worst showing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. No. Agreed.
the fact that they, yes, slowed down this offense a little bit compared to what we have seen. Jahmyr Gibbs had a great game. Jared Goff had a great game. But they shut down a decent amount of the receiving options. You know, obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown, great game. Sam Laporta looked unstoppable. And outside of that, like Khalif Raymond had a pretty good game. Those 3 were the only ones that got receptions outside of Jahmyr Gibbs' 1 reception for 2 yards. They
Yeah,
only
and
hit 3 actual receivers in this game.
yeah, just so y'all know why I'm so happy for Sam Laporta is I made a trade earlier in the week. I traded away Evan Ingram for Sam Laporta on my fantasy football team, and man, did it pay off.
Yes, it definitely did. But like the defense for the Falcons still looks fine. Jesse Bates still looks good. And he led the team in total tackles and solo tackles in this game. We just weren't getting to the quarterback. We had no sacks, and an offensive line that's much improved. We gave up too many sacks. So on both sides of the ball, we kind of struggled when it came to like getting to the quarterback. We let the Lions get to the quarterback way too much, and we could not get to the quarterback as a defensive line. And that's what we addressed all offseason. I don't understand where this disconnect was. I know they have some great offensive linemen on this team, but this is a banged up Detroit Lions team. CJ Gardner-Johnson's out. David Montgomery was out. I believe Frank Ragnow was out. Maybe he was just kind of banged up. This is a team we should beat, and just didn't. And we played like shit.
Yeah, it like we said earlier, it was a brutal showing. But I mean, we can sit here and talk about the continued success of Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah,
That dude is already looking like the star in Detroit.
definitely.
That D line, it's scary to see what he's everywhere on the field.
Yeah,
And he's going to be in Ritter's nightmares for the next week
yeah.
until he's got to see Josh Allen over in Jacksonville.
Did you say Josh Allen?
Yeah, they have a linebacker,
Oh,
Josh Allen.
that Josh Allen. Okay.
Yeah, relax. See, I know what I'm talking about. Dude.
I thought it was just like a Freudian slip. It's all good
the,
though.
the better Josh Allen.
No, don't try that.
Bro, it's true.
No, the quarterback Josh Allen looked great this week.
Okay.
But I want to shout out Brian Branch. Holy shit. 11 tackles, all solo tackles in this game. He had
Rookie.
3 tackles for loss as a safety, 2 passes defended. Holy shit. He's coming off of a fantastic showing in his first 2 games and just this continued success to start his career. He was a guy that some people didn't even think would start at the position to start the season, won the starting job, looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Rookie. Absolutely insane. Was he on Kyle Pitts this game?
A little bit.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he floated
Yeah.
all around, but no, overall, a safety to have 11 total tackles solo is insane.
It is. And Jack Campbell,
As a rookie,
Jack Campbell, their other rookie, got his first career sack in this one too and had a pretty good game.
yeah. Overall, I mean, this Detroit team, their one loss. Who's their one loss to again?
It was last
Um,
week against Seahawks,
that's right.
but it was overtime
Yeah,
37-31, I think.
and like they shouldn't have lost that game. They had a lot
No.
of turnovers.
Yeah.
Um, but no, this is going to be a team to watch all season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
But let's get to the next game. This was, going into the week, probably the game to watch. Didn't end up being the game to watch. Nonetheless, a fantastic matchup. Chargers 28, Vikings 24. The Chargers finally get a win. The Vikings, not so much.
Still can't get a win.
Even though they look fucking great. Like,
Dude,
I
this
don't know
team,
how a team can look so good and just keep losing.
yeah, this team is too good to be 0-3.
Yeah.
Like, but right now their biggest problem is turnovers.
Yeah.
Like, they're fumbling the ball way too much. Kirk is throwing a good amount of picks,
Yeah.
but yeah, he has the yards and the touchdowns to be okay with those turnovers, but he's throwing it at the worst possible time.
Yeah. But then again, on the other side, the Chargers looked crazy good on offense. Justin Herbert, probably the performance so far of his career, probably one of his best. 40 for 47, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he only got sacked once.
That's so good.
Yeah,
I think
that's
the 40 for
crazy.
47 is probably the most impressive.
Yeah, and their backup quarterback, Keenan Allen, 1 for 1, 49 yards, and a touchdown.
I wish you would have saw Mike's reaction to that.
Yeah.
Man, jumping up and down like a little girl.
They didn't do anything on the ground, though. Joshua Kelly, Justin Herbert, and Isaiah Spiller combined for 30 rushing yards on 15 attempts. But then again, with Austin Eckler out, who really thought they were going to run the ball? Me. That was it. That's why I started Joshua Kelly in fantasy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Kind of screwed me over because if I would have started Dameon Pierce, I would have won. But that's besides the point. Hindsight's 2020. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Oh my God. Keenan Allen, 18 receptions on 20 targets, 215 receiving yards, and he didn't even put up a touchdown, which is crazy.
That's he threw a touchdown.
Yes, he did throw a touchdown.
But didn't catch one.
Yeah, and Mike Williams was on the receiving end of that touchdown, 7 receptions, 121 yards on 8 targets, but unfortunately, Mike Williams got taken down. So he was going up the field on like a little screen, I believe, and then Harrison Smith dropped down, comes to hit him, kind of hits him high, but I believe it was Danielle Hunter that landed on the back of his legs, trying to tackle him low, and it came out yesterday that Mike Williams tore his ACL and he'll miss the rest of the season.
He was having a great season.
I know. He started off fantastic in this game. Even though he went down, he had a great performance. So now,
Prayers out to you for a speedy recovery.
yeah, and shout out Donald Parham Jr. I hate him so much because he steals touchdowns from this team. He had 2 receptions for 4 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yes,
What the
sir.
fuck? This guy is just a goal line threat as a receiving tight end.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
So crazy.
Yeah. Just absurd.
No, but how about Justin Jefferson finding the end zone for the first time this season?
Yeah. Yeah. And
also recording 7 receptions and
Yeah.
149 yards. He's
Yeah.
been doing that all season.
he has.
But he finally got in the end zone.
Yeah, and I'll give credit to Alexander Madison. He finally had a pretty good game. 20 carries, 93 yards. Had 5 receptions for 32 yards as well. That's a pretty solid one.
And I took the risk and put him in the flex this week. There was no shortage of points.
Yeah.
Fantasy
But
matchup.
the story that kind of is coming out of this game is the ballsy call by Brandon Staley. Going for it on his own side of the field, up by 4, with like a minute left, is crazy.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, that's That it was I was, like, speechless when I saw that
Yeah,
happen.
and
Uh,
like you see it in the moment, and you're like, that is a boneheaded decision. And then after the game, they still end up winning, and I'm still thinking that is a boneheaded decision. That is just stupid.
that coulda came and bit him in the ass so quick.
Yeah, like I'm trying to pull up the play here. So yeah, 1st and 10. Okay, so yeah, 4th and 1 on the Chargers 24. They run the ball up the middle with Joshua Kelly for no gain, and he's short of the goal or short of the first down, and it's a turnover on downs, and then luckily end up getting an interception into the end zone and winning the game.
Yeah, and dude, that was such a crazy interception too, because it, like, tipped off 2
Yeah,
defenders' hands into like, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, Kirk can't catch a break right now.
yeah, it was tough for Kirk there. Um, But nonetheless, the Chargers get the victory. Now the Vikings are officially, no arguing, the best 0-3 team.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
pretty safe to say.
Who else is, 0-3? You got the Bears,
Broncos,
Broncos, Bears, are the Panthers? Yeah, Panthers are 0-3.
yep.
I
I,
think that's it.
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
obviously the Vikings.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
but let's just go ahead and do it. Let's talk about it. Dolphins 70, Broncos 20. Now just let that sink in for a second. Yes, 70. That means 10 touchdowns, and that's exactly how they did it. 10 touchdowns for the Dolphins. Broncos look like a fucking mess. But let's talk about the Dolphins first. Third most points scored by a team in NFL history. So go ahead, toss that one up on the board. They could have broken the record by kicking a field goal. They were well into field goal range, decided to kneel it, whatever. That's fine. I think that was a little respect from Mike McDaniel. You're up 50. You don't need to go up by 53 against the team that got you your start as well. Like
Yeah,
he
wasn't
started,
he the ball boy
he was the ball
too?
boy and like begged for a job from Mike Shanahan. And Mike Shanahan ended up like bringing him on and then followed him to Washington where he just started working with Kyle Shanahan. So his whole career started because of the Broncos. So and he's a Denver kid. So it kind of makes sense why he didn't want to completely fuck them.
Too bad all Denver hates his guts right now.
Yes, all of Denver probably does. But let's keep talking about the Dolphins offense. So Tua didn't really have to do like that much.
He was perfect in the first half.
Yeah, a perfect
16 for
showing.
16.
Yeah, and then
And
comes out in the second half, finishes his game 23-26, 309, 4 touchdowns, didn't even get sacked. They bring in Mike White. Mike White put up a better QBR, 2 for 2, 67 yards and a touchdown.
ridiculous.
Yeah, nothing could stop this team, and nothing could stop Devin Achane. Oh
Yeah,
my
like,
God.
what
18
the heck?
carries, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert, 13 carries, 82 yards, 3 touchdowns. What the fuck? Like Devin
Wish I
Achane averaged 11.3 yards per carry. He was getting a first down every time he grabbed the ball.
Yeah, I wish I would have known he was gonna do this shit before I dropped him after week 1.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
what?
insane. And then Tyreek Hill being Tyreek Hill without Jalen Waddle as well. That part keeps getting looked over. They didn't even have Jalen Waddle, and they put up 70 points on a defense that people actually think is good. I thought they were good.
Yeah, if you're the Dolphins, just get rid of Jalen Waddle.
I don't know about that. Maybe unless they want to give him to the Falcons.
Yeah, I'll take that. But look,
Yeah,
they don't need him. They don't need him.
yeah,
We'll
exactly.
take him.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle for Desmond Ritter, and then we'll start Taylor Heineke.
And then we'll trade for Justin Fields.
No, I'm good.
He just needs to change the scenery.
I don't think so.
Trust.
I think he needs a change of build.
Jobs.
I think he
He's
needs
gonna
to
be
be
the
built different.
he's gonna be the most athletic T-Mobile worker ever. But no,
Okay.
how about Robbie Chosen? One
Yes,
reception,
sir.
68 yards.
Yes, the football player formerly known as Robbie Anderson.
Yes, sir.
Um, and then Raheem Mostert. 7 receptions, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. Just a fucking domination. Oh, yeah, Devin Achane also caught 2 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, so
So,
he totaled 4 touchdowns.
yeah, and Raheem Mostert did as well. They had one of the best running back tandem performances ever. Probably the best.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
mean, it's just like this Denver, like we were saying, this Denver defense is supposed to be like one of the top defenses in the league.
Yeah, they have a pretty solid defensive line. They have one of the best coverage corners in Pat Surtain II. They had one of the best safeties last year in Justin Simmons. Nothing out of this defense.
Yeah.
But for Denver, Russ is Russ. 23 for 28, 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, got sacked once. Not even that bad. Oddly enough.
23 for 38. Just so you know.
Yes, 23 for 38. So it's a little worse, but nonetheless, not horrible.
He's still throwing for over 300 yards.
Yeah. My problem is that he fucking played this whole game.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like Sean Payton was punishing Russell Wilson for how bad the defense was.
Yeah. Like, he should not have played the fourth quarter.
No.
Not at all.
But Cortland Sutton had a good game. Jerry Jeudy, I think his first game of the season, or at least full health, had a pretty good game as well. Yeah, Cortland Sutton also fumbled the ball twice, lost it twice.
Poor guy.
Yeah, just brutal. But let's talk about the Broncos real quick. Because they were a joke last year with Nathaniel Hackett as their head coach. Are they a bigger joke this season?
Oh, the question continues. Was it because of Nathaniel Hackett?
Okay, so my thing is like, Nathaniel Hackett was so obviously a bad head coach. He's a great offensive coordinator. Bad head coach. Didn't know when to call timeouts. Didn't know who to put on the field. Nothing. Very bad head coach. But Sean Payton's a good head coach and still can't make this team good.
Sean Payton's a great head coach.
Yeah, a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yeah.
And he still can't do shit.
Right.
So I think that makes this season's Broncos way bigger joke because they're supposed to be good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett wasn't supposed to be good. He was supposed to lure Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm speechless because the Broncos might not win a game this year.
Yeah, they very well may not. But
Broncos country, let's ride.
Yes, let Russ cook. The rest of this season is all the. I think Russell needs to run with the. I thought this just out of my own brain. Disrespectful, and it's DISRUSS, spectful.
They didn't put Russ on defense.
Facts. Let him cook.
Yeah, you never know.
Let him cook. But let's move on. Patriots 15, Jets 10. A fucking stinker.
Yeah, what a score.
The best thing there's 2 good things that came out of this game, and it doesn't matter. It didn't reflect anything in the score. The Patriots just dominate this matchup. I think they've now won the last 16 meetings between the two, and they dominate so much that Mac Jones cup checked Sauce Gardner. I don't know if you saw the video. It's fucking hilarious.
I saw it.
It's like the idea of Mac Jones, this under average, below average quarterback who's never really achieved anything in the NFL, going up to the defensive rookie of the year from last year, one of the best corners in the league, and cup checking him is wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Sauce got him back later in the game.
True.
Shoved his ass down into the turf.
Yeah. But then after the game, I believe it was the morning the next day, Joe Namath went on radio, Jets legend and historically extremely overrated quarterback Joe Namath, said that he's just an overrated quarterback historically. He won 1 Super Bowl and people think he's the GOAT.
Hey, roll tide.
And people think he has good style. He bought one jacket. He had one jacket. That's it. And don't forget about the Susie Colbert thing. But we're done.
Yeah, we're done with
Shitting on Joe Namath. He said that he has seen enough of Zach Wilson and that his performance was disgusting. I hate to break it to you, Joe. I don't think the Jets wanted to see Zach Wilson this year.
No.
That's what I don't get about it. They didn't choose to put him in the game. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles.
They were hoping to be 3-0 at this point.
Yeah.
With a quarterback who could be leading in the MVP race right now. But no, he went down on the first drive.
Yeah. So I don't get this. Like, yeah, we all know Zach Wilson's bad. That's pretty obvious. I don't know why you think you're a QB expert, but
did we think he was going to be this bad after training with Aaron Rodgers all preseason?
He didn't throw a pick.
Yeah, but he's averaging 4.4 yards in this game.
I don't care.
But they couldn't run the ball either. They couldn't do anything.
Yeah, Breece Hall, after that first game, looks very ineffective. Like, it's just not working. Something.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the excuse. He can blame it on the injury. He's still trying to get back into gear.
Yeah, well, I guess Dalvin Cook could just do the same.
Yeah.
Just years ago.
Who the fuck is Nick Bowden?
Don't know.
He got a rush.
For 1 yard. Just about, actually, exactly the same as Zach Wilson. I would assume Nick Bowden's like a fullback since he had 1 rush for 1 touchdown. Yeah, fullback. Hell yeah. Low man wins. Yeah, that's enough of this game. This game fucking sucked.
Yeah, agreed.
But
absolutely.
A good game here. Bills Commanders. Well, a good game for the Bills.
I was about to say this was a fucking
Bills
domination.
37, Commanders 3.
This was a good game if you had Bills defense on your fantasy team.
Yeah. This one just exposed Sam Howell entirely. 19 for 29, 170 yards, no touchdowns, and 4 picks. And he got sacked 9 times.
4 picks is brutal.
Yeah. I think this was just the Bills being like, fuck everybody for saying we're frauds. Because, oof. And like Josh Allen, you look at the numbers, it wasn't like his best performance. The defense was just ridiculous. Also, yes. James Cook is becoming like an actually very good running back.
Yeah, I mean 15 carries for 98 yards.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I wouldn't ask for anything like more out of your running back in a game like this.
2 more, maybe.
I mean, yeah, you want that +5 bonus?
Yeah, I want that fantasy bonus.
Well, I can tell you this, it wasn't going to help Ronnie.
That's true. But Terrell Bernard, the star of this one on defense, 2 sacks, 1 pass deflection, 5 solo tackles. Daquan Jones had 1.5 sacks and a tackle for loss. Ed Oliver with 1.5 sacks. Leonard Floyd had 2 sacks. Greg Russo had 1. AJ Epinesa getting on the board as well. Just brutal performance.
Yeah, Epinesa with the pick 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had a sack and a pick 6, but I mean, yeah, 4 picks is absolutely insane. Like, come on. Yeah, you could go up against the best defense in the league, but to be an NFL quarterback to come out and throw 4 picks, that's Sam Howell. What are we doing?
Yeah, that was a tough showing. It just seemed like something was very off.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Robinson didn't have a terrible running game.
No.
10 carries for 70 yards.
They just they put the ball in Sam Howell's hands. Not even that, like, it's not like he had the ball too much or he was throwing too much. 39 pass attempts isn't much. The problem is that 4 of them went to the other team. So
you only get so many drives.
The Commanders possibly are frauds. So they started 2-0. They get their first loss, but I don't know. I still like this defense. They just played a very good offense, and maybe they weren't quite expecting this good of a performance. But let's get to the next one. Texans 37, Jaguars 17. I told everybody on this podcast last week that whatever ESPN writer did it, that ranked all the teams that hadn't gotten a win yet, all the 0-2 teams, and said that the Texans were the worst, is out of their fucking mind. Because I said, I said the Cardinals were one that was worse, and maybe they proved me wrong, but I said the Bears were by far the worst. They certainly are. The Texans looked fucking great. CJ Stroud is actually amazing. He's actually so good. 20 for 30, 280, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and didn't even get sacked once.
He's looking like a seasoned vet out there.
He looks so poised in the pocket. It's crazy.
And then you got Tank Dell.
Yeah. He just chooses a guy each week. And Tank Dell happened to be the guy this week. 5 receptions, 145 yards, and a touchdown. What? Like, what the fuck?
Yes, sir. That's
crazy.
But just look how well he spread the ball out. You got Nico Collins bringing in 2 receptions, Robert Woods 3, Damian Pierce 3, Brevin Jordan with 2, John Mechie getting in on the action with 2, Dalton Schultz 1, Devin Singletary 2. Like that's showing your people some love.
Yeah, man. And like, you had great contributions from Shaquille Griffin, the veteran, and then Henry To'oTo'o, the rookie. Both of them having great performances in this one. Will Anderson, of course, just kind of doing his thing. He hit the QB twice. But, yeah, this Texans team looked great, but this Jags team looked fucking horrible. I don't know what it was about them. Like, it seemed like they'd move up the field, nothing. They'd always just get cut short right outside of field goal range, and it just killed them all game. Trevor Lawrence, 27 for 40, 279, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And then C.J. Beathard ends up coming in the game near the end. He gets 2 attempts, 2 completions, 9 yards. But the running game, Etienne looked good. 19 carries, 88 yards. There's nothing wrong with that performance. And then the receiving game, Evan Ingram didn't have a bad game either. 7 receptions, 67 yards. But Calvin Ridley went down early. He stayed out of the game for, I think, the second quarter. Ends up coming back in the second half, but wasn't getting as many targets, wasn't getting as many snaps in general. It just kind of seemed like something was missing here for Trevor Lawrence.
It's been like this since the season started for Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. It's been looking like it takes him 3 quarters to get warmed up. And then that 4th quarter, he starts looking like the Trevor Lawrence we all know.
Yeah.
That can just fire it to anybody and push down the field at will. But it just seems like the first half especially, he just doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know in like the plays that he's calling and everything like that.
Yeah, he definitely looked a little bit lost in that first half, but then it does kind of seem to be the story. The second half is where this team wins, and unfortunately, they'd given up way too many points prior.
Yeah, but going back to Will Anderson, blocking that kick.
Yeah.
He's looking like rookie defensive player of the year already.
Well, there might be somebody contending with him, but we'll talk about it. Yeah. Let's get to the next game, though. Colts 22, Ravens 19 in overtime. A thriller for some reason. Without Anthony. Yeah. And
Gardner Minshew had a great game.
Yeah, but Lamar just was Lamar in this game. This is Lamar Jackson. 22 for 31, 202, no touchdowns, no interceptions, got sacked 4 times. 14 carries, 101 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. That's Lamar Jackson.
I think Gus Edwards left the game. I think you're right. Yeah, so Lamar just had to take over the run game. Because Melvin Gordon ain't doing it.
Fuck no.
I don't know why he still has a job here. But
because everybody keeps getting hurt. They have to have bodies.
Yeah, I don't know. But throw it back to the other side, Zach Moss.
Yeah.
Implementing why he should, even if Jonathan Taylor were to come back, why he should be RB1.
Yeah. The fact that the Colts ran 80 plays almost in this game is crazy. Yeah. 44 passing attempts for Gardner, 35 rushes. Zach Moss looked fantastic. You said it. 30 carries, 122 yards. Yeah, it's not the most efficient day. He didn't get any touchdowns, but that's what you want to see from a guy that just sometimes you got to give him the ball.
He
Just
caught one.
yeah, you did catch a touchdown, but that's the kind of workhorse running back style that this Colts team really needs as well, especially with Anthony Richardson out, which definitely takes away from the running game. Gardner Minshew obviously isn't going to go into takeover mode and win this game for you, but Zach Moss just getting much needed yards was so helpful for this team.
Yeah, no, agreed. I'm happy to see the Colts win this one though. Honestly.
Yeah, I am too. They
Um,
look good. The Ravens also look good. Their defense wasn't bad in this game.
no, both defenses look great. I mean, this is you would say like a low scoring game compared to some of these other matchups. But really, it's just I was most impressed with Gardner Minshew being able to come in and command this offense.
Yeah, yeah, he did a pretty good job considering the circumstances.
Yeah,
But let's get to the next one. Seahawks 37, Panthers 27.
this game was
Um,
so boring.
what?
This game was so boring.
Yeah, it's weird. It was a high scoring game too. Like you got 64 points up on the board, and it's somehow boring.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about how Andy Dalton threw the ball 58 times.
Yeah, that's definitely boring. That's very boring.
334 yards. But I mean, Carolina, Miles Sanders couldn't get anything going. Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a rush touchdown, but 9 carries for 24 yards. The biggest highlight for this offense was finally seeing Adam Thielen become your wide receiver one.
Yeah, they
But
needed somebody to step up.
yeah, and I mean, you had him and the combo with Adam Thielen and DJ Chark looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's
I have to ask, how the fuck did DJ Chark have 11 targets, 4 receptions?
wow.
Oh my god.
I think I saw at least 5 overthrown.
Because I was about to say, like, Adam Thielen got way too many targets, and then I saw that DJ Chark only had 3 less, but he caught he
Yeah,
caught
I mean,
7 less passes.
Miles Sanders had 9 targets as a running back.
Yeah, because
That's
look, Andy Dalton wants the ball in his hands, man.
that's Christian McCaffrey numbers right there.
Yeah, man. The Red Rider, or whatever the fuck they call him.
I mean, 361, 2
It
touchdowns.
wasn't that bad. You just shouldn't be giving Andy Dalton 60 opportunities to throw the ball.
No, not at all. But really, what sealed this game for Seattle was just Kenneth Walker late in the game,
Yeah,
just moving through that D line and getting in the end zone twice.
yeah. Huge stuff from Kenneth Walker there, and what we have kind of been hoping for. He hasn't been amazing this season, but finally a pretty good performance, maybe boost him a little bit. And Zach Charbonnet has played the backup running back role pretty well.
Yeah,
All things considered, 9 carries, 46 yards. He's using his limited amount of carries and being a pretty impressive running back, still averaging over 5 yards per carry.
yeah. Like he looked very strong. Good pushing through that line. Sorry, my brain was just fumbling there for a minute. But no, he looked really good because they're using him on the 3rd and 1s, the 2nd and shorts. But when you look at it, that's a great combination to have because Kenneth Walker is your more efficient, elusive running back. Zach Charbonnet can just pound through the line.
Yeah. Receiving wise for Seattle, DK Metcalf had a great game, 6 receptions, 112 yards. Kenneth Walker had 3 receptions for 59 yards. Tyler Lockett doing his thing last week. He had like 2 touchdowns. This week he did jack shit. That's just Tyler Lockett nowadays. Shout out rookie Jake Bobo. 1 reception, 5 yards, and a touchdown. Showing off for the white wide receivers.
Yeah, can we talk about how Geno Smith is just not wanting to throw the ball to JSN?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like only 3 targets for him in this game.
They're
Is
not taking shots with the long ball with him.
yeah.
The only passes he gets are like short slants over the middle or just short curl routes.
And
That's
and
all he gets.
I wonder if it's because of his size. He's a little bit of a leaner 6-foot wide receiver. He's not big for his height, unlike DK Metcalf, who is giant.
Yeah.
I think they're almost hesitant to throw to him because he's not like a physical pass catcher. He's definitely like a yards after the catch, like run with the ball kind of receiver. And it just doesn't seem like that's what they're looking for, which makes me question why they drafted him.
Yeah, it's weird. You would think you would see more production or just like more opportunities from
Yeah.
him. Like he only had 3 targets this whole game.
Yeah. He
Like
just seems
that's wild.
underutilized.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because him and Tyler Lockett play the wide receiver position pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like they have pretty similar builds. JSN 2 inches taller, but Tyler Lockett, like they're both similar weight as well. I think that plays a factor into it as well. But let's move on. Chiefs Bears. Chiefs win it 41-10. I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer for us to talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and that's it. Setting the 5-minute timer right now. 5 minutes on the clock
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna
Travis
go ahead and
Kelce and
say
Taylor
this.
Swift.
Brittany Mahomes is pissed
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because Taylor Swift has just taken the game away from her.
Correct.
Like nobody cares about that bitch anymore. Taylor's like, I'm happy for Travis. This is what we all want to see.
Yeah. So like Travis, I believe he showed up to the game in like an outfit.
1980
Yeah, an outfit that was inspired by
her
Taylor
album.
Swift's 1989 album cover. Um, Also, Travis Kelce's jersey sales have increased 400% on the NFL
Hmm.
shop after this game. And
Hmm.
also, interesting, no correlation here at all either. Chiefs Bears was the most watched NFL game on any network this week, averaging 24.3 million viewers on Fox. And it also ranked first for women from ages 12 to 49.
You had
Huh.
Swifties. You had Swifties by YouTube TV just to watch
Dude,
the game.
there was this tweet that I saw. I was watching the Yak earlier today, and they brought it up. It was like this insane, um, what's it called, astrology thing about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and like it is the most absurd thing I've ever read. It's
Yeah.
like, well, this their house of friendship links with. I'm not even get. That's a direct quote. House of friendship was something on there.
Travis's dog just connected with Taylor Swift's salon person, and
Yeah,
it's just like boom.
no, it's the most ridiculous. Like his something Mars and her whatever Venus. It's like I don't even know what the fuck it is, but it's the most absurd thing ever. That's the issue with this.
Yeah,
That's
did
the
you
issue.
see?
That is going to become a thing because of this.
Did you see their suite? How many people were standing behind their suite as
Yeah,
they were trying to leave?
yeah,
Like, and I know they were all there to see Donna Kelsey because who
yeah,
wouldn't want to see Donna? I'm taking Donna Kelsey in my life more than Taylor Swift.
yeah. She seems like a nice young lady.
Yeah, who could get down at a party? But no, it's like Taylor Swift was into this game. It's
Yeah,
not like she was just sitting there
yeah.
on her phone. There's a video of her chest bumping somebody in the suite.
That's devotion.
Like what?
Yeah,
And like everybody on the Chiefs sidelines, like looking up at the suite, like looking at Travis, like, is that Taylor Swift?
dude, that video is hilarious.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, and like you have Travis getting interviewed on the sideline, and he like keeps looking up at the box.
Oh, he was
It's
looking up the whole
crazy,
game.
crazy.
But hey, listen, they won by 31.
Yes, but we still have a minute and 50 seconds to keep talking about this. So I do want to bring up how bad is this going to be? If this is an actual like relationship, how bad is this really going to be?
I'd like you're talking like media and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
because
Oh, it's gonna get it,
I've already had enough of the puns with song titles. That's
yeah,
already way blown out of proportion at this point. This
yeah.
is going to get to the
It's gonna get out of
worst.
hand.
This is going to be the worst thing ever.
If anything, the media could drive this to not become an actual relationship.
It's true.
Yeah, I could think. Yeah, yeah. Should Taylor date somebody out of the music business?
Well,
Uh,
yeah, I think
you
that's
know, because
obvious.
and Travis seems happy. Can we talk about Travis's car leaving the stadium?
Yeah.
That was sick.
Bro, he had her laughing. You know he's in.
But no, it seems like they're good for each other, so I just don't want the media to ruin it for him. You know?
You sound like a bitch right now.
I'm sorry.
I
Listen,
look, but the one silver lining is that I can now talk about football, at least Chiefs football, with plenty of women. A way bigger demographic now than ever because of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. We'll leave 30 seconds on the clock. I guess 5 minutes was a little too long, but yeah, I guess this is a thing now. I guess we're gonna
but
just have to talk about this.
last thing, the main reason I'm happy is to drive attention away from Brittany Mahomes.
Yes, that's the root of all of this.
Get her off. Yo, like on the next season of quarterback, can we get a feature? Can we just get a tight end
I'd
TV
love it.
series and just Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift?
Okay, football time. The Bears fucking suck. They are so bad. They lost by 31. Justin Fields only attempted 22 passes. And he only
Not
rushed
even
the
100.
ball 11 times. Didn't even break 100 yards. Threw a pick. Got sacked 3 times. They couldn't run the ball. Roshan Johnson, 8 carries, 38 yards. Khalil Herbert, 7 carries, 31 yards. This Bears team is so fucking bad.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And they had the big pickup of DJ Moore this year
Yeah.
and Chase Claypool, who people thought were going to be a big impact on success for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it is the opposite of a positive impact on this team. The Chiefs were just firing on all cylinders, though. Patrick Mahomes, 24 for 33, 272, 3 touchdowns, didn't throw a pick, didn't get sacked. And then they were blowing him out so bad, Blaine Gabbert ended up in the game. Pacheco had a pretty good day. He had 15 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Clyde had 15 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown. This game was just going their way. Kelce, 7 receptions, 69 yards, a touchdown. Just crazy.
Yeah, it was a blowout. That's really all we need to talk about it. The Bears suck. They're competing with Denver to see who will be the worst team in the NFL this year.
Yeah, they're watching a lot of Caleb Williams film right now.
Ah.
Maybe some Michael Penix, if they favor the lefties.
You see how Will Tua's doing.
I don't know. Michael Penix, first overall pick, might have to put down a future on that if you're in a gambling state, or 21 and 21, not or.
Not Georgia.
Yeah, not Georgia, unfortunately. But let's go to the next one. The upset of the week, easily. Cardinals 28, Cowboys 16.
Cowboys suck.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs out for the season has really, really impacted this defense. The Cardinals were not supposed to win a game.
Yeah, I mean, weren't the Cowboys your pick to like dominate the NFL this year?
No, I said they would win the NFC East.
Okay.
And they still can. The Eagles are going to lose some games. They can't keep playing close games.
Right? But no, Dak had a rough day.
Yeah, little rough for Dak.
Rough day. Like 25
But I
for
think he
40.
threw the ball too much. I think 40 is too much. You got to stop him at 35.
You think so?
I think so. I think 35 pass attempts for Dak is perfect.
I mean, Tony Pollard still carried for 23 attempts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give Pollard and Dowdle, who's a pretty good runner as well. Give those two the ball quite a few times. Dak only needs to throw the ball 35 times. If he can go 20 for 35 or 25 for 35 every week, not throw a pick, maybe throw one pick, that's all I need. If Pollard's going to be running 5 yards per carry, 23 carries, 122, Rico Dowdle 5.3 yards per carry as well, I don't need Dak to throw the ball that much.
Yeah, true. But let's talk about the rise of Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, he looks great.
He's filling the role of Dalton Schultz perfectly.
Yeah, he is. Michael Gallup had a good game in this one as well. For some reason, CeeDee Lamb just couldn't get open against this Cardinals defense, and Ferguson, Lamb, Gallup, and Brandon Cooks all got 7 targets. Brandon Cooks only caught 3 balls, though.
He only caught 2.
Oh, sorry, 2. I was reading Rico Dowdle's 3.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a Brandon Cooks like breakout game. It's gonna happen.
You might be waiting a while.
It's gonna happen. Granted, it might not be till like 2024, but
He'll probably
it's
be
gonna
retired.
happen. I don't know. I just got that feeling.
I don't know. But shout out Michael Gallup. 6 receptions, 92 yards. It's a great performance. Too
I
bad
mean,
your
it's all right.
team got kind of shit on when it comes to playing the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Dobbs just exposed this
Did
Dallas
it? He just
defense.
did his job, man. So did James Conner.
Yeah. What's crazy is that Dobbs had a rush for 44 yards.
Yeah, that is insane.
Like,
And
what?
Rondale Moore had a 45-yard run as well.
Yeah, like what are we doing? They rushed all together for 222 yards.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs only passed for 189.
Yeah, like the Cardinals offense wasn't good.
It was better than Dallas. That's the
Yeah, that's all that
only thing you
mattered.
got to look at. Can your offense be better than the opposing team's defense?
Yeah, and shout out Matt Prater. I think he hit a 62-yarder to go into the half.
Yeah, I think it was
Just
62 or 61.
yeah, 62 yards. Made his one extra point. Was 3 for 3 from distance. So, yeah, shout out Matt Prater. Better than ever.
Good
Um,
game.
yeah. Look, the Cardinals actually won a game. It's crazy. They're officially better than the Panthers, the Broncos, the Vikings.
We'll see if they can do it next week.
Yeah,
Probably not, but
yeah, I
we'll
don't like
see.
their chances. The 49ers are pretty good last time I checked.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs might leave in a coffin.
Yeah, he might die. Nick Bosa might kill him.
Or Fred Warner.
Yeah, maybe. Fred Warner might pick him off 3 times.
No, that's Ufanga.
Or Chavarius Ward.
Or anybody on that
Yeah,
team.
literally anyone. Javon Hargrave
Bosa,
might eat him.
Bosa might pick him off 3 times.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Also,
Jeez.
just because we're talking about this 49ers defense, shout out Eric Armstead, their defensive tackle. He put out these couple of TikToks breaking down his game checks. Very interesting stuff. Feel free to check that out. Very cool videos. But let's move on to the next game. Sunday Night Football. I get it. It's a historic matchup. Bad
It's
matchup.
a shit show.
It's a shit show. Steelers 23, the Raiders 18. Kenny Pickett, first 2-touchdown game of his career.
That's cool.
Yeah, not a good performance. Okay,
Got
no,
sacked.
I'll give him good. I won't give him great. 16 for 28, 235, 2 touchdowns. Pretty good. I'll give him pretty good.
7 times he got sacked.
No, he
7.
only got sacked 1 time for 7 yards.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Yeah,
That's on me.
but the run game still sucks. The play calling sucks. A very lucky long touchdown to Calvin Austin saved this game for them.
Yeah, last week it's George Pickens. This week it's Calvin Austin. Next week it's gonna be Allen Robinson. So take the over on his yards.
Yeah,
Because it's gonna happen.
take Allen Robinson anytime touchdown scorer.
Yep.
Yeah, look, this Pittsburgh defense is just so good. And the Raiders offense looked horrible. Jimmy Garoppolo, 28 for 44, 324, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. He got sacked 4 times. Josh Jacobs, 17 carries, only 62 yards. Just a brutal showing. Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers had their fucking way.
Yeah.
But it just still to nothing for nothing.
Jimmy G's out there throwing with a concussion. Like it came out that after the game, he has a concussion.
He was still hitting Devontae Adams. He missed him 7 times, but
I will say there's one play that Jimmy G threw over the middle that almost got Devontae Adams killed.
yeah.
Like, do you remember that?
Yes,
Like, he
I
threw it
do.
up. Devontae Adams had to jump up, and he just got laid out by Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, look, Minka has already ruined a career last week. Why not do it again?
Stop. All this hate to Minka Fitzpatrick.
It's not hate. He's just a physical player.
Yeah, he likes crown of the helmets to the knee. What can I say?
It was shoulder. I'll give him that. It was shoulder. But yeah, he also led the team in total tackles in this one and solos. 11 total tackles in that. But yeah, look, the Steelers, the play calling still sucks. The offense still sucks. It's just this defense was good enough to beat the Raiders.
Yeah. How about TJ Watt bringing another 2 sacks?
Yeah, that guy's crazy. He is.
He's not human.
He had 2 tackles in this game, and they were both sacks.
He's not human.
No, he's not. Just
But
ridiculous.
that's really all there. How about? I mean, Najee Harris is a joke this year.
Yeah, he sucks. He does.
The man looks like he's running in slow motion.
Yeah. Well, and they keep trying to run up the middle with him, which I don't fully understand.
Yeah.
I get that he's like a big running back, but let him get to the outside because we've seen him have fantastic seasons where like every single highlight play from the season is when he's outside in space. Let him get in space.
Let him cook.
Yeah. Don't make him run up against 5, 6, 7 guys. Let him go one-on-one against a corner.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going up against Max Crosby for majority of the game, it's
Yeah.
not gonna work out.
No.
Dude's an animal.
Yeah, he is. All right. Let's get to the Monday night games. Eagles 25, Buccaneers 11. My favorite Kelsey and Swift of the week in this game for the Eagles.
No shot. You just said that. How long have you been waiting to say that?
It's in my notes for the episode. That's how long I've been waiting to say it. Yeah, my favorite Swift and Kelsey. DeAndre Swift leading the team in rushing yards. Another fantastic performance, 130 yards. And then Jason Kelsey being the star of the tush push, which got them the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah. I think Swift has definitely put himself in position as RB1. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
also, is Rashad Penny like hurt or something?
No.
Or do they just not want to use him?
They just don't want to use him.
I don't
he
get
runs
it.
like he runs like Ezekiel Elliott.
That's fair. AJ Brown finally had a good game though.
Yeah. About time, honestly.
Yeah. Other than the 5 targets that he didn't catch, 9 receptions, 131 yards is fantastic. And shout out my boy Olamide Zaccheaus getting a touchdown in this game.
Well, AJ Brown dropped 3 of those 5 targets that didn't go his way. Like it hit his hands and he physically dropped them. One in the end zone.
It was raining. I'll give him that because Mike Evans had some brutal drops in this game as well.
Yeah, but he also had that insane catch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The way But no, there's a lot of big highlight plays that came from this game.
Yeah.
And it was a good matchup for the first half.
Definitely. I gotta ask, is the tush push unfair? Nobody else does it this well.
I don't think so.
I don't either. I get what people have a problem with like you just put 3 people behind him to push him forward. Like it's pretty hard to stop it.
But other teams can do it.
Guess what? The Philadelphia Eagles didn't win the Super Bowl last year. In case you didn't remember that. They did the tush push all fucking year. It's only been stopped a couple of times and it didn't win them a Super Bowl. So it's not like it's something that nobody else can just defeat. You can't defeat the Eagles unless you can do a tush push. It's not the problem here. You just need to get better at figuring it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's unfair.
I don't either. I think
they
people just get better.
Yeah.
If you know you're playing the Eagles, you should just do it in practice. Figure out how to stop it or how to get better at it.
If you're hungry, you got to eat.
Yeah.
If you're full, take a step back.
I don't know what does that mean to this situation?
All right, you got anything else talking about this game? Defenses were okay.
Oh, I do have something to talk about. So you had said that Will Anderson is obviously the defensive rookie of the year. I think Jalen Carter is. Jalen Carter has been a monster. He's currently the number 1 ranked interior lineman in the NFL per PFF. Out of all players, not just rookies.
That's cool.
No, that's amazing.
He's from Georgia.
So?
All right. So, Darius Slay had a pretty bad game. No, I agree. I agree. I agree. Uh,
Yeah, but yeah, Jalen Carter had half a sack in this game, hit the QB. Believe he had a forced fumble as well. So
who knows?
just a great game for him.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Jalen Hurts for getting a tackle. Let's go. Great job.
It's because he threw 2 picks.
Yeah, buddy. One of them was a horrible pass.
Yeah, but
Like,
that pick that D Delaney had was crazy. Where
yeah,
he like
he
his
just
yeah.
ripped it out.
I kind of wish he had put the ball over the end zone rather than over the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
But
I don't
whatever.
know. But final game of the week: Rams Bengals.
Yeah, the Rams take it 19-16, and absolutely just a stinker all the way up until the very end of the game.
Yeah, what a boring game.
Yeah, it was 6-6 at halftime.
Yeah, like it was just brutal. But one thing I'm happy about is we finally saw Jamar Chase do his thing.
Yeah, thank God. He
12
finally did something.
receptions for 141 yards.
Yeah.
But man, Joe Burrow, the struggle bus continues.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. T. Higgins, 8 targets, 2 catches. Tyler Boyd, 9 targets, 5 catches. It's like, what can he even do about that? Like, is it his fault or are they dropping the ball? I don't know.
I will say for T. Higgins at least, T. Higgins is dropping the ball.
Okay.
There's at least 3 that he just
Yeah.
blatantly just one literally it was a curl route. It hit his hand, it went through his hands, hit his chest, and went to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, what? Weather was fine. You're fine. But no,
Yeah.
we get us a Super Bowl rematch. And the Bengals take this one.
Yeah. The Rams just looked bad. The offense looked really, really bad. For the first time in these 3 games, Matthew Stafford, 18 for 33, 269, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and that offensive line that looked so good gave up 6 sacks.
Yeah.
They couldn't run the ball either.
Honestly, Puka still had a great game in my
Yeah,
opinion.
Puka had a great game. Tyler Higbee had a great game. Tutu Atwell also had a touchdown in this one. The receivers did fine. It was just that Stafford just didn't have a good one to help them out.
Yeah. Kyron Williams kind of shit the bed.
He sucks.
He doesn't suck.
He sucks.
Bro, Matthew Stafford missed 5 passes to him. He had 2 receptions on 7 targets.
Okay, but he should have ran the ball better. That's his primary job.
Yeah, but when you look at it, this was a pass first offense this game.
Yeah.
They didn't want to run the ball.
He also dropped some balls, Kyron.
I mean, yeah. Either way, Matthew Stafford was getting torched by Trey
Yeah.
Hendrickson.
He was. Oh, my God. Yeah, and Sam Hubbard. And Dax Hill even got a sack in this one.
And DJ Hill, DJ Reader. We
Yeah.
can keep talking about this.
Actually, no, that's all of them. Yeah, look, the Bengals, they just were good enough. The Rams looked like shit. The Bengals were good enough to win this game. Should they have won this game? Probably not. The Rams' offense should have been much better. And if this was the best we've seen the Bengals play so far, that's not good.
It's going to be a rough season.
Yeah. They got some shit to figure out in Cincinnati. But, yeah, that does it for week 3 of the NFL season.
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie. With Travis Kelce being back, the Chiefs finally look like they're hitting stride.
Yeah.
So Patrick Mahomes is about to tear this shit up once again.
Yep, for sure. Any other things from this week that you wanted to talk about before we get into the MLB?
I mean, really, it's just no, not really.
Okay. Are you sure? It sounds like you wanted to say something.
No, we're good. We're good, honestly.
All right.
Nothing.
You'll just leave all the people wondering what was on your mind. But
stay tuned in next week if you want to find out.
Well, it'd be a little late to tell them next week. Nonetheless, let's talk about the MLB. winners and losers, as always. First winner, Bobby Witt Jr. We talk about him all the time, mainly Colin. Colin loves this guy. He's now a home run short of the fourth 30-50 season in MLB history. He would join Eric Davis in 1987, Barry Bonds in 1990, and Ronald Acuna Jr. in this current year. I can't hear you. You didn't. Nothing.
2023.
Yes, 2023 is the current year. Good work.
Just so y'all know.
You have a calendar open? Are you cheating? Do you have a calendar open?
No. It's definitely not the bottom right of the screen right here.
Whatever. Bobby Witt looks fantastic this season. Like,
yeah,
it's too bad that the Royals are genuinely invisible and nobody knows that Bobby Witt is even playing baseball right now.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Yeah.
Sad that this talent has to go to waste.
Yes, for sure.
Same with Rooker out of Oakland.
Yeah, Brent Rooker.
Another talent wasted.
Yeah. Also, to correct myself, he also needs 2 more stolen bases.
I think he'll get it.
Yeah, home run, 2 stolen bases in, I don't know, 6 meaningless games, maybe. But still, fantastic. Even if he doesn't get there, 29 and 48 in your second career year is fantastic. But my first loser, Ronald Acuna. You want to know why?
Why?
Because despite how good he has been this season, he's actually been one of the most unlucky hitters.
What?
He has the most outs made on barreled balls in StatCast era.
Oh, that's just unfortunate, man.
Yeah, 30 times he has gotten out when he records a barrel, which, just to kind of sum it up, a barrel is a ball that you hit at a certain launch angle, certain exit velocity that is expected to result in an extra base hit 50% of the time. He's gotten out 30 times on that. Last year, Judge broke that record with only 25. Acuna doing it 30 times and still probably the NL MVP.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no question about it.
There is questions. I can't say, like, he's not unanimous. People are going to vote for Mookie Betts.
Bro, what'd you say yesterday? What did you say yesterday?
He's going to win.
Yeah.
I know he's going to win. But it's not that clear cut to some people.
He said, fuck the Mookie voters.
In case you haven't realized, there's a lot of Braves on the screen right now.
Nah, bro. That's a sick shirt, though. I'm not going to lie.
Shout out John Boy. All right. My next winner, though, Blake Snell. Guy's been fucking locked down for the Padres. He has a 1.2 ERA during his streak of 23 straight starts, allowing 3 earned runs or fewer. The only pitcher in the last 100 years to have a lower ERA in a 23 start span within a single season was Bob Gibson with a 0.85 during the 1968 season in which he won his Cy Young.
So does that mean Blake Snell is going to be our NL Cy Young?
I actually think he will be.
There's a good chance, man. He's been lights out.
Yeah. 23 straight starts with 3 earned runs or fewer is crazy.
Yeah.
So I do think Blake Snell is probably the NL Cy Young. We'll do some awards talk once the season concludes.
As much as we want Spencer Strider to take it.
Yeah. Yeah. But my next loser is the Yankees. What a surprise. They took the field at Yankee Stadium for the final time this season to a crowd of probably a few hundred. It was like the picture was jarring. It looked like a post-apocalyptic universe.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch them.
It was bad weather. It was Yom Kippur, so people didn't want to go to the ballpark. A lot of Jewish fans in New York.
They couldn't eat.
Yeah, can't eat, drink. Technically, you can't use technology, or any kind of thing like that. A lot of big rules. But people were saying that because of that holiday, people should have been at the ballpark. No, they obviously didn't. But the Yankees seemed to think they were because they announced an attendance of 41,000 at this game, but the stadium looked empty.
Oh,
That's absurd. Like, if you looked at that picture, you could probably count how many people were in that stadium.
it's all the bots that bought the tickets and
Yeah.
tried to resell, you know?
Yeah. That's definitely what it was all
Yeah.
the people that just immediately buy them and then sell them back off.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, they're losers, and they are also eliminated from the playoffs. But my next winner, his team's also eliminated from the playoffs, and they really suck. But he doesn't. Nolan Shanuel, is that how you say it?
Maybe.
Okay, I thought you might have known. He's a rookie for
No,
the Angels.
I'm trying to think. I haven't heard it like anybody announce his name. I've only
Yeah,
read
I've
it.
only read it as well, because I'm definitely not watching fucking Angels games. Not at this point in the
No.
year. No Trout, no Otani, no Rendon. Yeah, I definitely want to watch that team. What am I gonna do? Sit there and be like, yes, Zach Neto, let's go.
Nah, he
I
he
do
was
like
injured for
Zach
half.
Neto.
Yeah, he's good, but he was injured for like half the season.
Yeah, that's true. But Nolan having one of the best starts to an MLB career ever. He is on a 27 game on base streak. That's the fourth longest in MLB history to start a career.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah. Imagine how like jaded of an idea of your MLB career you have when you come up and you get on base in every game you've played. Like that's crazy.
I'm gonna think I'm the shit, and I'm
Oh
gonna be the
yeah.
best MLB player ever to live.
Yeah, he thinks he is never going to get out.
But there's a reason I'm here and not there. So
That's a good point. But my next loser comes from their division, and unfortunately, it's the Oakland Athletics. They have officially clinched the worst record this season.
let's go.
Yeah, go
48,
Athletics.
48 and 108.
Go Vegas Athletics.
God.
Yeah, that's Las Vegas Athletics. Is that gonna? Should they rebrand?
Send him to Nashville.
No, they're going to Vegas. That's already confirmed.
That's right. I know.
I think they
I
should
got
change the name.
Vegas. Vegas what?
Prostitutes,
Vegas
dealers.
gamblers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, never mind.
The Vegas Tigers.
Sure. Are you thinking of The Hangover? Is that why you said
How
that?
did you get that,
Yeah.
bro?
I thought Tiger and I thought Vegas, and I was like, it's either The Hangover or Tiger Woods did something in Vegas that I don't know about.
Yo, that's a great job.
I've only watched The Hangover one time, and I haven't
That's-
watched any of the other ones, just the first.
That's ridiculous, man. It's a great movie.
Okay. I don't have enough time. I'm not going to watch. How many parts of The Hangover are there? Is there 4? 3?
Just 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's still too many.
We'll watch it on the way to Vegas.
No. I'm going to be listening to a podcast, probably second and short, just like you are right now. Right? You're listening right now. All right. My next winner, and I don't know how many times I have to say this or do this, but the Orioles farm system. They just keep doing it. I don't get it. Already just chock full of elite prospects. The Orioles are now in position to potentially secure 3 first-round picks in 2024.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so their normal pick will be whatever they get in the first round. They also get a comp pick and that'll be the 31st overall pick. And then when Gunnar Henderson receives his Rookie of the Year award, they'll also get another draft pick in the first round. Just ridiculous. And also, Jackson Holliday was named Baseball America Minor League Baseball Player of the Year.
As he should.
Yeah, his first full season in Major League Baseball or in the MLB system.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what's going on in Baltimore.
It is, and
I'm
outside
here
of
for
Baltimore, and Bowie, and all their other affiliates.
I'm here for it.
I am too. I love this team. I hate their owner. He sucks.
Just wait for Connor Pavoloni.
He's not coming up.
Just wait.
He's totally getting traded for Mike Trout.
Yo, did you just manifest that shit?
Maybe.
We'll see.
But my next loser is the Mariners starting pitching. It absolutely collapsed in September. All year, we've been raving about this pitching rotation. Luis Castillo was up there for Cy Young for a while. George Kirby's looked great. Bryce Miller has had a fantastic start to his young career. Nothing.
Logan Gilbert.
Logan Gilbert has been great. Not in
Huh?
September. 23 games in September, and their starting pitching has given up 67 runs and 122.2 innings.
Do you remember when it was last September?
I don't think that's the words.
Is that? I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
it's the
that's the word.
very first night of September.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah,
But let's keep
that's
going
a,
since
that's
you just started singing in the middle of my news.
yeah. My bad.
The lowest ERA in the month of September for the Mariners goes to Luis Castillo, who has a 4.2.
Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely brutal for that starting rotation. Um, I don't know what they've done. Like, what did they do wrong?
Give up too many runs.
No
Walk
shit.
too many, walk too many batters. Commit one too many balks.
Have they been balking a lot?
I think they committed 2 balks in one series.
Interesting. All right. Well, nonetheless, let's move on because we'll talk about them when we talk about the playoff picture. The next winner is Freddie Freeman. He's now the first baseman with 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and 200 hits in a single season.
It's goaded.
Yeah, he is. He's genuinely goated. Too bad he doesn't have
He-
50-something home runs. Loser.
Yeah. Yo, Grayson, what does your shirt say again? Matt Olson. For those of y'all that are just listening and not watching, but what are y'all doing? Go to
Yeah.
YouTube right now.
Fuck?
Go watch.
Fucking
Not-
goofball.
They might be driving. They might just want to listen. Or you might just be sitting in class.
Or listen to
No.
the whole episode on the podcast platform and then go over to YouTube and watch what we looked like while we said your favorite parts of the episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
But watch the whole video.
But back to Freddie Freeman.
Yeah,
The man just stays winning.
he does.
He doesn't
He
have
is
a
a
bad
winner.
season.
Yeah, like just across the board, his stats this season have been phenomenal.
Yeah, he's gonna have a horrible postseason.
Probably.
I'm manifesting that
Okay.
right now.
Fine by me.
He's gonna go over in the series versus the Braves.
Yeah, but this season, 6.2 WAR, 203 hits, 26 homers, a 332 batting average, which is crazy. 332.
good.
Oh my god. 125 runs, 96 RBIs, 22 stolen bases, and an OPS of 968.
Damn.
Yeah, he's been fucking ridiculous. And
Yeah, I would say
leads the league in doubles and set the Dodgers record for doubles in a season.
Yeah, I would say he's the second best first baseman in the league.
Yeah, Matt Olson's just leaps and bounds ahead of him, of course.
Yeah, better looking too.
Agreed. Look at that, man.
It's close. Don't get me wrong, it's close.
Look at that beautiful man right there.
Hey yo.
All right, final loser is 3 of last year's AL and NL CS teams. They might miss the playoffs. The Yankees are eliminated. The Padres are 5.5 games out of the wild card. The Astros only have 1.5 game lead on the Mariners for that third spot in the wild card. And it would be the first time since 2008 when the Rockies, Diamondbacks, and the Cleveland baseball team all missed the playoffs after making the LCS.
Yeah, this for Houston not to make it would be something.
Yeah.
Like, how many years have they been in the World Series? The past
Quite a
10
few.
years.
I think since 2017, every year but 2020, right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Or no, they didn't make it in 2018 because the Red Sox did.
Yeah, it was Red Sox.
Wait, who was in the World Series in 2019? Am I stupid? Oh, yeah, it was them. It was them versus the Nationals, and then 2020 was Dodgers, Rays, and then Astros, Braves, and then Astros, Phillies.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're ridiculous, and if they don't make it, it'll be pretty crazy. Yeah, just kind of crazy that all 3 of those teams even made it. Now that we're looking at it this season, it's like, oh, the Yankees fucking suck. And the Padres, for the most part, suck as well.
And it's such a waste of the season Blake Snell's having.
Yeah, it is. And like Juan Soto's had a fantastic year.
Yeah, it's struggle bus for real.
Yes.
Um, but can we talk about how much we were shitting on the Rangers and talking about how they were going to end up not
They
making the
were they
postseason,
were falling apart.
but now they're leading their division again?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the playoff picture because
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. So the Rangers swept the Mariners over the
Mhm.
weekend, and that gave them 2.5 games on the Astros and 4 games on the Mariners in the division. It looks like they're going to lock this up.
Yeah.
So that's good. Just to update everybody on the teams that have been eliminated, the Pirates got eliminated in the past week. The Mets, the Guardians, and Tigers were both eliminated, and the Yankees were eliminated. Um, the wild card standings in the AL, it looks like the Blue Jays are probably going to make it in. The Astros have 1.5 games on the Mariners. That's the only teams that could even move. The Rays have fully cemented first seed in the wild card. And then the NL, Phillies, I believe, are about to lock up the first seed in the wild card. Diamondbacks and Cubs are tied for second and third. And then the Marlins only 1 game out. The Reds 2.5. Giants 4.5. Padres 5.5. Giants and Padres probably won't make it. But the second and third race is a pretty big deal because if the Diamondbacks get that second seed, then they have to play the Phillies. If they get the third seed, they get to play the Brewers. And personally, I'd probably rather play the Brewers than the Phillies.
100%.
Yeah.
But listen to this. The Cubs are about to go into a series versus the Braves.
Yes.
So I don't know what the Braves are going to do because we're known for like sitting all the starters and then coming out so cold in the
Yeah.
postseason. So hopefully we don't do that, but we probably will. But Dansby's coming home.
True.
I don't care about that, but he's coming home.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
But honestly, the Cubs, I think Miami takes that third spot.
I do too. They've got super easy next 6 games.
Yeah,
Mets for 3, Pirates for 3.
they could potentially win all 6.
Yeah, they really could. Um, and then the Diamondbacks, they have a kind of tough road.
Did you say they
Actually,
have
no,
Padres
theirs
and
isn't.
Dodgers?
There's no. I think they're playing the White Sox right now. Yeah, they've got
Yeah,
White Sox and then Astros. Which the
Astros one's gonna be
Astros one
tough.
is going to be competitive because they're probably still going to be playing for something as well.
Yeah, and the White
That
Sox are
one's
just
big.
trying to play spoiler right now.
I don't know. They just kind of suck.
Well, here's the thing: for today's game, the White Sox are throwing this game away because you got Jose Urena on the mound, who's 0-6 with a 7.27 ERA.
Yeah, and the on Thursday they're going to be starting former Braves pitcher Tuki Toussaint.
Yeah, I like Tukey.
I do too.
He
Not a
just
good
sucks.
pitcher.
He sucks.
The Reds still have a shot. It's not a great one, but they've just got 5 games left, which really hurts them. And it's 2 versus Cleveland, 3 versus St. Louis, all winnable. They could win out. They just need the other teams not to.
Yeah,
And the Giants, Padres, they're both just kind of,
it's chalked for them.
yeah, it's kind of chalked. Where it goes for the Mariners, though, in the AL, the Mariners have 2 more games against Houston and then 4 games against the Rangers again.
Yeah, the Mariners.
They had the hardest road at the end of the season because they're
Yeah,
literally their last 3 series are against the other 2 teams that they're contending with.
yeah. Well, here's the thing: they need Arizona to sweep Houston there at the end.
Yeah, yeah,
If they even want a shot at it.
yeah, and they need to get the next 2 games off of Houston. Tonight and tomorrow are huge, and then at least pick up 2 off Texas.
They need to pray that Texas sits people.
Yeah, because if they can get 2 games off the Astros, then they would take back that spot. So if they win the next 2, they take back third place, and then they've got
Texas would
4
clinch, wouldn't
games.
it?
Most likely. Because then, yeah, Texas would only have 4 games left after the conclusion of that series. So yeah, I think Texas would sweep or it would clinch as long as they win their next two games, which I think are against the Angels.
Oh, that should be
Yeah.
piece of cake.
Oh yeah. So yeah, playoff picture pretty crazy right now. The AL not as much, but when it comes down to that 3-horse race for that division, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I think that's about it
Yeah.
for
So
the MLB.
great. Let me get your too early World Series preview.
Orioles Braves. Simple. Two best teams in baseball.
Glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Who takes it?
Um
In what
Obviously
game?
I have to go for the Braves.
What game?
Um I'm going to say game 6.
Game 6?
Yeah. I think that one
I got
pushes late.
the Braves in 7.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Orioles have good enough pitching
Yeah.
where the Braves struggles at pitching, they'll drop a couple of games, but overall they'll get the win.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Well, yeah, that's the MLB. Not a very long MLB recap because when it comes down to it, there ain't much going on outside of the teams that are still contending. So let's talk about something where there's plenty of stuff going on. College football, week 4. Holy
Sure.
shit. Um, it
What a
was
great week.
gonna be the best week, and it didn't disappoint for sure. Just absolute chaos. And I think somehow the headlining game of this weekend, Oregon, Colorado, number 10 Oregon beat the fucking brakes off of Colorado. 46 to 6 or sorry, 42 to 6. Whoa. I don't I knew Oregon was going to win this game.
But no one
I
saw this coming.
No. I thought Colorado would at least score a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, like it wasn't even competitive after the first quarter.
No.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was
But
just disgusting.
it was time for somebody to put that dream down.
Yeah.
And honestly, Colorado might lose 2 weeks in a row because
Yeah.
they got USC this next week.
Yeah, it's not good.
So, but no, Bo Nix had a great game, 276. Bucky Irving looked strong on the ground for when he did have to run.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, Colorado just couldn't move the ball.
Yeah. And their offensive line was brutal.
Yeah, it was just a tough game. But that's what they get for going out and just, disgracing the Oregon logo in the at midfield.
Yeah. That
And
video that Oregon put out was fantastic.
that pregame speech.
Yeah, somehow ESPN's Instagram account twisted that into Colorado was so bold before this game. Trying to like compliment Colorado on their confidence going into Oregon. Oregon fucking railed them.
Yeah, like Oregon's coach said, they play for flicks, we play for wins. That's pretty true.
Yeah.
if we're being honest.
I really like their little team mantra this year. Oregon or the Ducks versus them. Don't matter who it is, just them.
Oregon looks strong. I mean, if they could play like this all year, we could see them climb.
Did you just try and put like emphasis on them when you said that?
No,
It sounded like you did.
I honestly don't know what I was doing right there, but you get the point.
Yes.
If their
They're good.
offense can play like this,
They're very good.
yeah.
This team's also very good. Penn State. Oh my
Yeah.
God, 31-0 over number 24 Iowa. They just continue to impress me. At least they look great.
It was the whiteout. I'm pretty sure, wasn't it?
I don't know. I thought they were saving the whiteout for Michigan.
I think Mike said they had the whiteout this week.
Maybe.
Personally, I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, I didn't either. There was just better games on all day.
Yeah.
But bad news for Iowa. Brian Ferentz, their offensive coordinator. This doesn't look like 25 points that you put up on the board. So your job might be in jeopardy. You got to average those 25. But just a shit performance for quarterbacks in this game. Cade McNamara, the former Michigan man, 5 completions on 14 attempts for 42 yards.
Jeez.
That's the starting fucking quarterback that played almost the whole game.
That's awful.
And then Drew Aller really didn't do that much on moving them up the field, but got it done on the end. 25 for 37, 166 yards, 4 touchdowns. He looks great. I know that those numbers don't make sense.
4 touchdowns with only 166 yards?
Yeah, or the fact that he had 25 completions for only 166 yards.
Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Either way, a dub's a dub, and they got the shutout. So
Yeah, they did. They look great. Their defense looks fantastic.
big old goose egg.
Yeah. Shout out another good name in college football, Katron Allen. They're running back at Penn State.
You don't like Keandre Lambert Smith?
Where the fuck is that? Oh, that is a good one. Or Dante Cephas.
Yeah.
That one's good as well. A lot of good names on Penn State. Shout out the Nittany Lions. The next one, big 3:30 slate game. Utah, number 11 Utah, 14, number 22 UCLA, 7.
Yeah, just like
look, I said it. That environment was going to be the factor here.
Yeah.
And it very much was.
They were in Salt Lake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utah was just like their team didn't play that well. That's the best thing about Utah. They don't have to play well. That crowd genuinely plays defense for them.
Yeah, it's so hard to score as an opposing team.
Yeah.
At that stadium.
It's crazy. It is. Like Dante Moore didn't even have okay, never mind. He had a pretty bad game. Completion percentage was shit. 15 for 35. But 234 yards isn't bad. Had a touchdown, 1 interception, and 11.6 QBR. Brutal. He is a true freshman, so I'll cut him a break, but still. And he got sacked quite a bit.
Yeah.
But Utah didn't look all that much better. 9 completions, 17 attempts, 117 yards and a touchdown for Nate Johnson. Still obviously missing Cam Rising, who would definitely be a big factor in this offense if he was here. But Jalen Glover had a great game on the ground, 25 carries, 86 yards. Jaquindon Jackson had an okay game, 6 carries, 26 yards. This game was just it seems boring, but this was like a defensive, atmosphere game.
Yeah, both defenses looked really good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
UCLA's cornerback was really good. I forgot his name, but really strong and really held that offense to nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Looked great. But let's talk about the game that almost made me cry. I was on the verge of tears watching this game. Number 4, Florida State versus unranked Clemson. 31-24 Knowles. Just a fucking bloodbath.
Can't run the ball.
Yeah, they just could not run the ball, and they wouldn't. They didn't even try that much. Not Jaheim Bell. Trey Benson had 7 carries. Rodney Hill had 3 carries. Toafili had 2 carries. What? They knew that they were going to stop the run, I guess, and just avoided it at all costs.
Yeah, I don't know. But, man, Keon Coleman.
Yeah. And Johnny Wilson. Johnny Wilson, 5 receptions, 94 yards. Keon Coleman, 5 receptions, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Travis just is amazing. He is.
Keon Coleman's amazing.
Yeah, all of them are. And none of them got recruited by us. They all transferred.
Where did Jordan Travis come from?
Louisville.
That's right. Damn.
Yeah, the defense looked great, dude. Kalen DeLoach hitting the fuck out of Cade Klubnik and then going over and recovering the fumble is crazy.
Yeah, same with Jared Verse.
Yeah.
The dude was a monster. He was looking like Jadeveon Clowney running through that O-line.
Dude, Cade Klubnik looked like a just defenseless in this
deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Deer in headlights. Just terrified. But granted, he came out strong against that Florida State defense.
He did. Yeah, I give Clemson the credit. Their offense still worked. Will Shipley had a pretty decent game, kind of balancing out rushing and receiving for him. Klubnik had a pretty good game passing. He didn't have like a sloppy game. It was just big key plays, key stops there at the end of the game that Florida State won it by. But yeah, just, going into overtime, after a super clutch touchdown, the only points of, no points in the fourth quarter. They just stayed even, and they end up getting the touchdown in overtime to win it. Just crazy.
Yeah. Still, it's a game you want to see Florida State dominate a little bit better though.
Yeah, but then again, you're going on the road to Clemson. They're arguably probably should have been ranked.
Yeah. You think if this is a night game, it's a whole different story?
I think so,
Like,
yeah. I think Clemson probably wins it at night.
yeah. It was so weird to see this game slated at noon.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
this is a game that should not have been.
I think the idea was like they know they were going to draw in viewers, which they did. I think it was the third most viewed of the weekend.
Yeah.
Colorado, Oregon was at 3:30 with a bunch of other good games and still was first. And then Ohio State, Notre Dame was second, and that one was a primetime slate. So it kind of made sense for a scheduling purpose and viewership purposes. But yeah, I think this game goes different if it's played at night.
I got you.
I hate being a 2-point, 2.5-point favorite going on the road to a team that probably should be ranked.
And that's a hard stadium to play in.
Yeah, definitely.
Fans there, like Utah, get involved.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but happy for Florida State to pull it out.
Yeah. Fuck Dabo Swinney. He's a bitch.
Another squeak by. How many more they got this season?
Hopefully, fucking, I don't know, 7 more, 8 more,
We'll see.
maybe 10 more.
We'll see.
10 more wins us a college football championship. So,
Hey, what a year that would be for the Braves and the Seminoles to win
oh,
in the
dude,
same year.
I would be fucking unbearable on this podcast.
All right, Gray. You know it's time to talk about this game.
Yep. Number 13, Alabama, 24. Number 15, Ole Miss, 10. Go ahead. Take the floor.
What? How the fuck do you not score from your own 2-yard line on first down? You get sacked.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you get sacked again. And you have to settle for a field goal. But you block a punt and you have the ball on the 2-yard line. I'm just lost of words. But yeah, Jalen Milroe still looks the best out of the 3 quarterbacks. So I think if Jake Buckner, or is Tyler Buckner, right?
Tyler Buckner.
Why the fuck did I say Jake Buckner?
Jake.
I'm thinking of someone else, but
Probably.
Tyler Buckner and Simpson. Listen, we lose this game probably by 20.
Yeah.
Because Ole Miss looked good. Jackson Dart didn't have his best stuff, but he still looked good. But we finally implemented a run game.
Yeah.
Jace McClellan had a game over 100 yards. Hallelujah. And our defense looked good.
Your defense looked great. That's the one thing that they've kept. The defense looks great.
Yeah. Like, let's see. Let's just pull up a little something real quick. Dallas Turner. I knew he was going to be a factor in one of these games. Yeah, he only had 5 total tackles for 3 solos, 2 sacks, with 3.5 tackles for loss. The man was in it. What you got?
I'm going to talk about Ole Miss. Look, Jackson Dart, like you said, didn't have his best stuff that we've seen this season.
Still look good.
Yeah, he still looked good. He didn't have that same takeover ability that he's had in these first 3 games they played. Yeah. But 20 for 35, 244 isn't that bad. The one pick was kind of brutal. My problem with Ole Miss is just the inefficiency of Quinshon Judkins. The guy went from top 5, maybe top 3 in FBS in rushing yards last year. Now he can't even break 60.
Yeah, we talked about this on Saturday.
Yeah.
Together. It's just what happened?
I have no idea.
Is it the usage? I feel like they're using them.
He got 13 carries, but probably it probably slowed down because he just can't run the ball efficiently. He's not getting yards. I don't get what happened in the offseason to Quinshon Judkins, but he just seems ineffective as a running back this year.
Yeah.
And look, the wide receivers looked great. Jordan Watkins had 9 receptions in this game. Dayton Wade had 5 receptions for 88 yards. They're doing fine in the passing game. If Quinshon Judkins could open it up a little bit more in the running game, they probably win this game. It keeps them on the field more if that running game is doing better and getting first downs. And it also gives them the offensive opportunities to kind of wear down this Alabama defense that just never looked tired in this game.
They look good.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing was penalties. We didn't cause that many penalties, which our Bama defense is known for just being reckless on defense. Pass interferences, offsides, roughing the passer. It's just ridiculous.
Yep. Sorry, I just got a notification on my phone. R.I.P. Brooks Robinson, Orioles legend. He passed away today at the age of 86.
No shot.
Yeah. That sucks. Dude, they're going to win the World Series now.
I was about to say, it's...
Shit. They're totally about to win the World Series now.
They're all going to wear Brooks Robinson's numbers in Game 7.
I don't think they could get away with that.
Game 1.
No, the MLB wouldn't let them. You know how much Rob Manfred hates baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, Grayson, why don't they make you commish?
Dude, I've been trying, man. I'm going to start sending letters. It's getting to that point.
Yeah. But no.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move to the next game, though. Number 21, Washington State, 38. Number 14, Oregon State, 35. A late-game thriller with a crazy, crazy attempted comeback by Oregon State. They were down 28-14 at the half. Washington State goes up 35-14, and then Oregon State scores 21 points in the fourth quarter to come back, but Washington State kicks a field goal and wins the game off of another fantastic performance from Cam Ward at quarterback.
Yeah. 28 for 34 for 404 with 4 touchdowns.
A lot of 4s.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Baby.
Crazy good offense.
That looked good.
Like 2 receivers over 150. Josh Kelly, 8 receptions, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kyle Williams, 7 receptions, 174 yards, 1 touchdown. Just ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey, Washington State's going to give it a run.
They are good, man.
They're
really good.
What is it? Cameron Ward. If he keeps this up, we could see Washington State climbing that Pac-12 standings.
Oh yeah,
and be up there with a USC and an Oregon.
Yeah, I think so, and Washington.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that Washington State versus Washington matchup is going to be interesting this year.
Definitely.
Penix versus Ward.
Yeah.
Them safeties about to be tired.
They might just give up.
Like
that game might be like 77-70.
Holy. That would be ridiculous.
It would, but with the receiving power that those teams have, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, look, Oregon State, DJ in the run game there, they tried. They really did. I'll give them that. They tried to come back. Like Oregon State's running back, Deshaun Fenwick, 11 carries, 101 yards, 3 touchdowns. Damian Martinez, their other running back, 17 carries, 81 yards. DJ had 61 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown. It just simply wasn't quite enough. The comeback just didn't quite work.
Yo, can we talk about Oregon State's kickers? His name?
What
Atticus Sappington.
That's sick as fuck.
The first name itself, just Atticus.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm in Game of Thrones or something. But no, this is an exciting game.
It is. Definitely.
Like, I don't know.
I think it was one of the best games of the weekend.
I got a feeling about number 21 Washington State.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
They look good. They are going to be the team that knocks off a big Pac-12 contender.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, we'll just keep an eye out on them.
But let's talk about the prime time, the big game, the game that people wanted to see. Wasn't quite as exciting as I was hoping for, but
But it was
numbers.
thrilling.
It was a great ending to the game. Well, depending on what side you're on. Number 6, Ohio State puts up 17 on number 9, Notre Dame, who only goes 14 with a late game winning touchdown by Ohio State.
Well, let's talk about that last play. Marcus Freeman only had 10 people on the field.
Yeah, that's brutal.
And did you see his post game interview?
No, I didn't.
He basically said, um, I forgot what he said, but he basically was like, that's something that cannot happen in that game. It's like that is a like he was
Yeah.
taking full ownership about that, and it's nice to see that. Like
Yeah.
some coaches will blame that on the players and not themselves, but Marcus Freeman takes that in his hands, and he really cares about his boys.
Yeah.
So
I still think, like, look, Notre Dame just hasn't faced this physical of a defense yet, and that's what really hurt them in this game. Like, Audric Estime actually kind of got stopped. Jeremiah Love actually kind of like got stopped in this game. Sam Hartman they tried to run the ball a lot and it just didn't work out. And
yeah,
I think that hurt them as well. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't give up after this for Notre Dame. But for Ohio State, I'm still not that impressed. Look, I get it's a big win over a top 10 team. Kyle McCord still wasn't good. 21 for 37, 240, no touchdowns. Travion Henderson kind of carried this team on offense. 14 carries, 104 yards, and I think he had the game-winning touchdown, right? Or was it
no, it was
Chip?
Chip.
Okay,
Chip.
yeah,
But no, Trayvon Henderson's the one that broke
yeah,
out for that 61-yard run
yeah,
for the touchdown. But what really works for McCord is that he finally started to look for his playmakers to help push the ball down the field.
yeah,
Like Ibuka led the receiving game, 7 receptions, 96 yards. That's what you want to see out of your 1 and 2
yeah.
duo.
And did Marvin Harrison Jr. get hurt? Is that right?
He left, but then came back.
Okay,
But
okay,
like he only had 3 receptions for 32.
yeah,
But Cade Stover picked it up, 7 receptions for 52 yards.
yeah. And Xavier Johnson with that one huge 40-yard reception.
Yeah.
So look,
So
Ohio State. I'm still not saying that they look good. I think Notre Dame just hasn't faced a team like that this year.
yeah, the way I look at it, Ohio State has the talent to be good, but they're just not playing at that level.
Yeah, I definitely agree. All right, so I do want to ask you: you think after this loss is Notre Dame out of the playoff?
I would say so.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I think so as well. They just don't
they're
have a hard enough schedule.
and they're still not in a conference, right? So they don't play a
No,
conference championship.
nope.
That's what hurts them the most.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah, like because they always have one loss
Yeah, and
and
like the
not
rest of their schedule, like they play a couple of ranked opponents though, so I'll give them that. Like they play Duke next week, who's number 17 right now.
that's where game day is going to be at. They
Yeah,
announced that.
yeah,
So they get back-to-back game day.
yeah, that's right.
Game day was at Notre Dame.
Yeah, but now it's going to Duke, so that one's going to be interesting. And then they play Louisville, then they play USC. If they win out, I think they have a chance. If they can
Yeah,
beat this USC team,
we'll
because they're
see.
like, in 3 weeks, USC might have moved up even more
Yeah,
because they
but
could get the win over Colorado this week, and then what they play? Who else do they play right before that one?
so now
They play Arizona.
say there's a one-loss Alabama that wins an SEC championship.
Oh, they make it in a
Yeah,
100 times over Notre Dame.
I think the conference championship really just
Oh,
sets it
it's
apart.
it's a big game changer. It like the Big 12 used to not have a conference championship game. They used to just
Yeah,
be a winner, and it hurt them tremendously.
yeah. So I think that's going to be the only thing that keeps Notre Dame out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I
Even
definitely
if they
agree.
win out, even if they win out.
Yep. All right. So your other top teams also played this weekend, though nobody really cared. Georgia puts up 49,
Gives up 21.
gives up 21 against UAB. Just
That's
Carson Beck had a great game.
So
Give him
did
that.
Brock Bowers. He
Yeah.
finally started to throw the ball to Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Wow, what a sentence.
That one was rough to listen to. I apologize to all the viewers that had to listen to Colin spit out that sentence.
But hey, Michigan wins another game, putting up any score in the 30s. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure every week they've been in the 30s.
Yeah. Yeah. Michigan just, I don't know, man. I don't trust this offense to win games, which is bothering me because I thought they were going to beat Ohio State.
Well, they're still looking better than
Honestly,
Ohio
Penn
State.
State might beat both of them.
Wouldn't that be something?
It might
Even though
happen.
even though Drew Aller still looks like shit.
No, he doesn't. He's fucking good.
No.
What are you talking about?
Shit.
You're just mad you don't have a fucking quarterback.
Nah, in Milrow we trust.
In Milrow, you lose to fucking Texas. Speaking of Texas, they put up 38. They beat Baylor 38-6.
They're still looking like they should be ranked number 1.
Yeah, they do. Baylor's
Like,
not good, so
but still, Texas is just looking dominant.
yeah, they had fucking Xavier Worthy coming out there throwing the ball. It got to that point. But Quinn Ewers just having a pretty normal game. 18 for 23, 293 and a touchdown. Xavier Worthy did complete his one pass attempt for 35 yards. Jonathan Brooks, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. C.J. Baxter had a touchdown on the ground. Ewers had a touchdown on the ground. It was just easy. The second quarter, just absolute domination. 3 touchdowns. And then, USC 42, Arizona State 28. This one actually got pretty close late into this game. So, kind of surprising. Arizona State fucking sucks too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were coming off a loss to like a group of 5 school.
Yeah,
Fresno State. They were coming off a loss to newly ranked Fresno State. And somehow put up 28 on USC.
Granted, Caleb Williams still looked good.
Yeah, he looked great. Marshawn Lloyd, holy shit, 14 carries, 154 yards.
Yeah.
Damn. But Arizona State, their running back, Cameron, I think it's Scadaboo, 20 carries, 111 yards, and a touchdown. A great showing.
Yeah.
So, look, USC looks good. That defense just fucking blows.
Yeah, you know who doesn't look good right now? LSU.
Yeah, LSU fucking sucks.
Almost lost to unranked Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas was actually in that game. 15 points in the fourth quarter. That's crazy. LSU should not be giving that up in the fourth quarter at all.
I don't know, but I mean, Washington puts up 59 on Cal.
Yeah.
Another masterpiece by Michael Penix Jr.
I don't even mind the 32 points they gave up because most of that was just we're kicking your ass.
Yeah. I think that was that late points?
Yeah, they scored 7 and Michael Penix didn't play a majority of the second half because they were up 31 31-12 after halftime.
Yeah. It was at halftime it was 40
or sorry, 45.
So
Little bit of a lead at the half, but yeah, look, Michael Penix is currently my Heisman favorite.
Yeah, I like that pick.
He looks ridiculous, and I think that's good enough. That's enough of the games. So let's talk about the AP poll. Obviously, new AP poll comes out. We'll start at the top here. Georgia stays at number 1. Michigan stays at 2. Texas stays at 3. How do we feel?
You know how I feel. I think Texas should be.
What's crazy is that Georgia got 55 first place votes.
It's just I feel like they're not gonna move them unless they lose.
Yeah, I agree.
Florida State dropped 1. Yeah.
Ohio State moved up 2 to number 4. Actually, Florida State got 3 first place votes. That's the second most.
That's wild.
Yeah. They shouldn't have first place votes. I'll just say that now.
look at Penn State jumping up to 6.
Yeah, Penn State at 6. Washington moves up to 7. USC drops 3 spots after that close loss. Well, not that close in the end, but a close game. They drop down to 8. Oregon jumps up only 1 spot to 9 after beating Colorado. I think Oregon should have passed USC, personally. But Utah comes in at number 10. They move up 1 spot. There's from 7 to 10, it is all Pac-12 teams. First time in Pac-12, or first time in, I think, AP history or AP poll history, that there's been 4 Pac-12 teams in the top 10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then just outside the top 10, Notre Dame drops 2 points or 2 spots to 11th. Alabama moves up 1 to 12th. LSU drops 1 to 13th. Oklahoma moves up to 14 after their win over Cincinnati. North Carolina jumps up 2 after their win. Wazoo making 5 moves up to 16 over their win over Oregon State. Duke moves up another spot as they remain undefeated as well. Miami moves up 2. They're undefeated as well. Oregon State suffers that loss to Wazoo, drops down 5 to 19. Ole Miss, with the loss to Alabama, drops down 5 to 20. Tennessee moves up 2 to 21. Florida moves up 3 to 22. Missouri, Kansas, and Fresno State remain as 23, 24, and 25. I still don't think Fresno State should be ranked. I think Kentucky should. That's fucking crazy to me that Missouri and Fresno State and Florida, for that matter, and Tennessee.
I'm happy for Missouri.
I'm happy for Missouri, but Kentucky's better than them. Kentucky's better than Florida, and they're better than Tennessee right now.
You were talking about all the Pac-12 in the top 10. Look at the SEC from 20 to 23.
Yeah, they've got 4 teams there. Well, then, the ACC was close to doing it. Wazoo kind of broke it up, but Miami, Duke, and then Wazoo, North Carolina. And then you also have Bama and LSU at 12-13. It's pretty stacked.
But here's the thing. Mizzou's got a great shot at going 5-0 right now.
They do.
They got Vandy.
They got Vandy. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to. You just fucking ooped it off the glass, bro. All right. Well, that's the AP poll. How do you feel about it? What are you thinking?
For the most part, it's good. I like it. Yeah, I don't like Georgia and Michigan being 1 and 2. Honestly, I would switch Texas and Georgia right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would switch them. Michigan can stay 2.
Okay.
Georgia just doesn't look like Georgia teams from before. Like the defense just looks sloppy. Offense starts going slow. I don't know. It's weird. I like Wazoo jumping up to the top 20.
I do too. Wazoo looks really good.
Yeah.
But
like you said, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida, you'd like to see Kentucky up there.
Yeah, I think Kentucky deserves it. They look good, man.
But I do want to ask you a question about an outcome of next week's game.
Okay, well, let's get into the best matchups of next week then. Yeah, you can go ahead and fire off your question.
Duke, Notre Dame.
It's tough. I like Duke.
You think Riley Leonard could upset him?
He could. It's going to be closer than people think.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I think Notre Dame probably ends up taking it away. Just mainly because their running game is so fucking good. But look, they shut down Cade Klubnik and Will Shipley. I don't really know. I don't know. They've seen Sam Hartman plenty. So
if Duke wins this game, how far do they jump up?
If Duke wins this game, I see them as like number 14.
Okay.
Because Notre Dame will be a 2-loss team after that, so they'll drop plenty.
Yeah. At that point, you should drop out of the top 25.
Maybe. Yeah. Probably will. But Oregon, number 10 Utah versus number 19 Oregon State on Friday. That's a great standalone game there. Saturday, though, my favorite matchups, USC, Colorado, just because
Yeah.
Florida, Kentucky. I think this is where Kentucky makes it into the top 25. I think they beat Florida.
I like LSU Ole Miss.
Yeah, big one.
I think that's gonna be a big game because
I think
you'll have 13 versus 20.
Texas Kansas is actually a test for Texas. See how well they can kind of sustain this because
Yeah.
Kansas is a good team, 4-0.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I don't sleep on Auburn though. As much as we want
Yep.
to, don't sleep on Auburn. Because they're going to Jordan Hare. Georgia's going to Jordan Hare. I think this is going to be a really close game. Yeah, I think Georgia might win it, but Auburn's going to give them a fight.
Yeah, Auburn will. My only problem is what Hugh Freeze said. He was asked about this game. He said, "We should compete out of love for our people, not out of hate for others." That's fucking lame. Kirby Smart
Ah,
plays out of hate.
I was about to say Kirby Smart has a picture of Hugh Freeze in his
Yeah.
bathroom and
And he
just
pissing
pooping
on
on
it.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
I have a feeling like Kirby put Hugh Freeze's face on like a archery target and it's just lighting that thing up.
Throwing Molotovs at it.
Also, obviously, I like Notre Dame Duke. That's a great matchup. And then other ones, we got Michigan Nebraska, the Bussin' Bowl, Taylor Lewan versus Will Compton.
Yeah. Is Texas on a bye?
No, Texas plays Kansas.
That's right. That's
Um, let's see, any other good one? Missouri Vandy. Honestly, Missouri needs to prove it. So they're playing an SEC opponent. Um,
right. 5-0.
yeah,
Let's get it.
we'll see. We'll see. South Carolina, Tennessee was great last year. Don't know how good it's going to be this year, but honestly,
On,
Tennessee is not good. They do
I
not
can
look good.
see South Carolina take this game.
Yeah, I could as well. Um, yeah, that's really all the good ones.
Yeah, I think that's really about it.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's talk stake your claim, Colin. I'm gonna let you take the floor here.
All right, I'm sticking with my team in college football with this one.
Okay.
Alabama Crimson Tide will be in the national championship this year.
Cool. Want to tell me why? Because it doesn't look like it right now.
No, I, you know, just because we have one loss, we're gonna win the SEC championship without a doubt.
Okay.
And when we do that, we're gonna come in at the 4th spot. Then we're gonna put a whooping on number 1.
So you think that
Then
Bama is gonna win the SEC championship, but coming at the 4 spot?
that's probably where we'll be at.
Why? Wouldn't Georgia
Well,
drop?
yeah, but they probably, if they stay 1, they'll probably drop to like 3.
Oh, I think Alabama would have to move up over them. I think Alabama would come in at like 3 or 2.
I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right. Fine, we'll whoop up on number 2 spot.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna dominate the national championship. Just let me manifest this shit,
No.
Grayson.
No.
Let me, I still want our national championship FSU Alabama.
I don't care who we beat. I just want a national championship.
I was about to say, you probably want Bama because you want Jared Verse to be all over Jalen Milrow.
That's true. I would like that. Yeah.
And don't you know how sweet it would be for you, like if you beat us? I'm never gonna hear the end of it.
Correct. Just like how
Like,
Mike already doesn't hear the end of it.
yeah, like, come on now. But I think Alabama still got that dog in them.
All right. Well, they better keep those dogs out of them because they might end up beating them at some point. I'm going to go ahead and stake mine. I think the Astros are going to choke and the Mariners are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly possible. I think it's probably how it should go. I think the Mariners, from what we watched, prior to September, one of the best teams in baseball. And that September just kind of ruined it for them. They looked fantastic going in, but they slowed down a little bit. I think this is the time they pick it up. The Astros possibly fall off. Their pitching is great, but I don't totally trust that bullpen, and I don't totally trust that lower half of the starting rotation. So I think the Astros choke and the Mariners make it.
I respect it.
All right. Well,
Probably won't happen, but I respect the opinion.
all
We'll
right.
see.
Well, I don't think Alabama's making the playoffs, so Fuck you.
Yeah, Grayson's been very hostile today.
Yeah,
Like,
look, I'm a vindictive asshole. I don't think you've realized that, but we're 88 episodes into this podcast. I'm a dick.
yeah. But yeah, that's college football for you.
Yeah, that's college football. That's second and short. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, commenting, rating 5 stars, joining the subreddit.
Listening during class, not doing your schoolwork.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Well, feel free. Do your work, but also listen to the podcast. That's what I do. I listen to podcasts while I'm doing work. Listen to podcasts while you're driving. If you're 21, while you're drinking. Make a drinking game out of how many times I say nonetheless in every episode. That'll do very well, I'm sure. Yeah, I think that does it for us. Colin, anything for the people?
Stay tuned for a wild week 5.
Yeah, there's going to be
College
things to
football.
talk about. There's always upsets.
And listen,
Always.
I just want to say nobody better watch that Toy Story broadcast of the Falcons and Jaguars. I swear.
I'm scheduling a rant for Friday's episode about it, so don't worry.
Like, there's no reason that people should be watching that.
Yeah, if you watch the Toy Story broadcast, you don't like football.
And you're not welcome to listen to Second and Short.
No. You can still listen. You could definitely still listen. Just I'd like to hear. Okay, I need somebody to watch the Toy Story broadcast and report back to us about how it went.
Yeah, because I'm not watching it.
No, I'm not, and I'm not trusting what the internet says.
Yeah,
because the internet is run by the Disney Corporation.
it's the same people that said Barbie was a good movie.
I don't think that's the same people.
It is.
Unless you just follow women. All right, that's it.
Yeah, we need to cut this out.
That's all from me and Colin. That's it.
Yeah.
So I'll catch y'all later this week. Colin will be here next week. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.